These are some quick notes to go along with section 1.3 for 8th grade math. So this is a section where we are finding areas. Right now you guys should have a handout right now, and this should be the same shape as number 7 on your handout. So what we're going to be doing on this investigation today is finding the area of each of these figures. So, and also keep in mind, if you look at problem 1.3, it's for part B. It says to find the area of one of the square parks you suggested in problem 1.2. Please don't forget to do that part. And part C, where you describe the strategies you used. And I'm about to describe the strategies, so keep in mind some of the things I say here. All right? So to find the area of these figures, we're always finding the area of the blue area. And one thing you need to keep in mind is that one full box is 1 unit squared in area. So for example, if I look at number 7, say the shape was over here, this is 1 unit. So we're trying to figure out how many boxes are within this shape that we see here. So the first few should be pretty easy if you look at numbers 1 and 2. Now when you get to the irregular shape figures, it's when it gets a little tougher. So we want to keep in mind that if you have a box and it's filled in with a triangle like this, well, if you had the whole box filled in, it would be 1. If you have a triangle, this is a half of a box. So this is a 0.5 or a 1/2 of a unit squared. All right, this little square is because we're talking about area. We always put a square after our units. So if you look at your shape, the first thing you want to do is find as many full boxes as you can. So in my blue shape, I only see 1 full box right here. So I know that is 1 unit. Now I have some triangles that I need to fill in for my other parts. Those are going to be a little more difficult. So we want to also keep in mind that if we have a triangle, if we have a right triangle, the area is the base times the height divided by 2. So the area of a triangle is base times height cut in half. So I can see some right triangles in here. Now when you draw your triangles, the biggest rule is that you have to draw lines straight from one dot to another across or down. All right, if we draw lines in going diagonally, like this red one I'm about to draw, we do not know how long that line is. All right, I know it looks like it's the same as one of those green lines, but that is not the same length. We'll discover that a little later, but you cannot draw diagonal lines. It has to be straight across horizontally or straight up and down vertically when you draw lines to break these figures up. So I can make a line right here, and then I can see a triangle right there. And it takes up exactly a half of a box. So I know that is a 0.5 right there. So I know this shape is a 1, a 0.5, and then I have 2 other triangles. And I think at this point, these are both right triangles, right? If I look at this one on the right, I'll use a red marker here. Here's the base, and here's the height. They're perpendicular to each other. My base is 2 units long, okay? Right here is 2. My height is 1. So for my area of that triangle, I can do 2 times 1, which is 2, and then cut that in half, and half of 2 is 1. So the area of that big triangle right there that I was just using red on is 1 unit. Okay, another way you could look at that as 1 unit is if you thought about this whole rectangle right here. Well, you know that rectangle is 2 boxes, and you can tell that that triangle is half of that rectangle, so it's 1 unit. Now we have another triangle over here. Okay, it has a base of 1 and a height of 2, so I can do 1 times 2, which is 2, and then I cut that in half or divide it by 2, and that's 1 unit. And we can tell that's the same as the other triangle we had. So now to find the total area of this figure, we just need to add up all those parts that I have. So our total area is a 1 from each of the triangles, a 1 from that green box in the middle, and a 0.5 from that half little box I had up there. So when we add all these up, we get 1, 2, 3.5. So our answer for the area is 3.5 units squared. And yes, you have to write out units squared for your units there. So what I want you guys to do is work very carefully through the rest of this. I want you to draw your lines very carefully. Make sure you're only counting full boxes and right triangles. Do not rush through this investigation. I will not be happy if you do that. All right, numbers 9 and 10 get kind of challenging. I want you to try your best there. Be very creative. Don't give up quickly. All right, if something doesn't work, erase it and try again. That's why I'm giving you this printed out so you can draw on this. Make sure you answer A, B, and C. On C, you have to describe the strategies you used. So you can talk about breaking the figures up, talk about how to find the area of a triangle, things like that. All right, good luck, and I expect to see some good work on this.